Well, U.S. President Donald Trump going after his own Justice Department on Thursday.
At a campaign rally in the U.S. state of Indiana, President Trump said what's happening at the department and at the FBI is a disgrace, and if it doesn't get straightened out, he says that he will get involved.
Let's talk more about the goings-on in a White House that is not chaotic, according to the president. Peter Mathews is a political analyst and professor of political science at Cypress College. He joins us from Long Beach, California. Peter, always good to have you with us. Not sure where you want to start here. There are many areas. Why don't we start with Sessions? What is the saga around Sessions? First, you had the Republicans saying he can't go, leave him alone. Now we're starting to hear rumblings from Republicans, maybe he can go. Is Sessions some sort of pawn in all of this?
Well, Sessions and Trump have an interesting relationship because Sessions was the first senator to actually endorse candidate Trump, and Trump didn't forget it by rewarding him with the Justice Department portfolio. However, Trump didn't know that Sessions would recuse himself from the investigation about the Russia collusion case with Trump. And Trump has been furious with Sessions for recusing himself, and yet I think Sessions was correct because he was involved. He had met with the Russian ambassador twice, and he didn't want any conflict of interest in the investigation. So Trump has never forgiven him for that and has been wanting to fire him for a long time. And yet the members of the Congress who are Republicans don't want that to happen before the election because the midterm elections can have major repercussions if he does fire Sessions. And they don't want that at all to backfire and to, hurt them in the polls. That's what's really going on right now. Midterms. Everyone's looking toward that because it will be telling, or it could be telling. Let's talk about the president's latest threat to get involved in the investigation. What if he did that at this point, tried to interfere somehow? Could he do that even? It would be really unbelievable because now you're looking at complete interference with an independent body, the FBI, and the Justice Department, which of course is the administrative branch of government to carry out the law and to ensure that civil rights is practiced. The president can hire and fire the attorney general, but presidents don't interfere with ongoing investigations, especially if it's of themselves. And one wonders why President Trump, if he's not guilty of anything, and he keeps saying he's not guilty of collusion or any kind of corrupt collaboration with Russia, then he should let the investigation proceed unhampered by him and allow Mr. Mueller to come to the conclusion that he will and write a report on it. And yet President Trump has been constantly trying to interfere, and it looks so much like obstruction of justice because he's tried in many ways to hamper and impede the investigation. And he's even made statements about that, but why he did that. Why did he fire James Comey? He said to Lester Holt, I did it because of that Russia thing. If that's not an admission of obstruction, I don't know what it really is. So this is a very serious situation for the president, and this election coming up doesn't help much either.
Yes, and he spent his career controlling the message. We even have learned that he allegedly had kind of sway over the gossip newspaper, the National Enquirer. He pretended to be his own spokesperson at one point in his career. He just can't seem to play by rules that are guided around government and not him getting his way, and it seems to be eating him up from what we've seen in the past 24 hours.
It really does, and he still hasn't learned. I'm not even sure he's even capable of learning because of his own personality, his own experience as just a businessman who got his way a lot of the time and recovered from disaster like bankruptcies. And yet he's in politics. This is very different, Natalie. This is about the public interest, not his own private interest. And that's the problem, because Donald Trump has lots of private interests. 500 businesses around the world making profits, including profits off of foreign leaders who come to his hotels. That could be a violation of the Emoluments Clause. He's in a lot of hot water here. I think he's above his head in some ways. So we'll have to see how things go with Mr. Mueller's serious investigation.
Peter Mathews for us, as always, we appreciate your insights. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.